Hi, everybody. Mary Jed Wisiak here. And typically it's my Friday morning live video, which I know y'all love, but I got a special event for you today. I'm home. I'm in Ohio at the place where I grew up. And joining me today is my dad. He's here and he's a little reticent to talk to y'all live, but because usually when he does his talks, he's practiced because he likes to be good at what he says. So, and it's motorcycle week here in Port Clinton, so you might hear a lot of motorcycles going by, and that's just going to be fun, right? We'll just talk over the motorcycles. So, I told my dad we were going to talk about hope today and what gives him hope, and so he said his faith, and so I said, oh, okay, well, let's talk about that. So, let's talk about that, Dad.
Okay.
What gives you hope?
First of all, good morning, Mary. Good
Thanks,
to have you.
Dad.
Good to have you back on the farm.
It's good to be back.
It's been almost a year since you've been here.
I know, it has been.
Well, in regards to hope, I don't know how you would survive the world today, or how you would cope with the world today with all the injustices, without hope. In other words, without hoping, knowing that there's a better world. I lived through the reigns of Hitler, Mussolini, Stalin, Idi Amin. Today you have the MS-13 gangs, terrible savages. So you see that, and how do you figure, where is the justice? Well, the hope is knowing that in the end there is justice. We're promised that, and that's where my hope is. Otherwise, for me, it would be very difficult to cope with the injustices in the world today and the hardships, the normal hardships that come through a family, death, illness, and so on. So that's my take on hope.
And your hope comes from your faith, right? Your Catholic faith.
Yes.
And you were raised Catholic.
Yes.
So was I. Yes. And it's a big part of your life. And you have a men's group that you go to every Thursday morning.
Yes, every Thursday morning.
Talk about your men's group.
It's a great bunch of men. And you just figure it starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. Now these men have to get up at 6. I get up at 5:30, get ready. And we meet every Thursday morning for an hour. And it is really a wonderful way to start the day. It's so invigorating to see 20 to 25 really good men. And it's a good way to start up the day for me. And I look forward to every Thursday morning with these men.
Yeah. And I will say that, the reason I have my dad here is because he's such an inspiration to me, because mind if I tell him how old you are?
No.
Yeah, he's 91 years old. And another
9 years, I'll be a centurion.
Another 9 years. Yes, we're all looking forward to that party. And like before, we couldn't videotape this just when I wanted. We couldn't go live because he was out bringing the horses in for my sister. So he's very active, 91-year-old. And I have to say that Dad's faith has been a huge part of his life, and is what keeps him going, what gives him purpose. It gives him structure. It gives him motivation. It gives him all those things that help us stay well and have a good life, and as well as, a high place in heaven, for sure. So I just wanted to take a minute while I was on vacation and talk to you about life, and talk to you about, show you a little bit of my family. You met my sister yesterday. You met my brother Joe a couple of years ago. And so now you meet my dad, and he's a pretty inspirational guy, and he keeps me going too. So I'm going back on vacation now, but of course I couldn't not do my Friday morning live. Just because I'm on vacation doesn't mean I can't stop and say hello. And I hope that you all have a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. And of course, you know what I'm going to say. Stay hopeful, everybody. Any last words, Dad?
Thank you. Good to have you home, Mary.
Good to be home, Dad.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Bye.